Hey everyone, it's Austin Solomon. Welcome to this week's episode of the Wausau Real Estate Show. Today we're talking about a few tips to avoiding buyer's remorse. Buyer's remorse can certainly be a reality for many people and many different purchases, including housing. So the same goes for real estate when someone is purchasing a home or any type of property. As a buyer, the process may feel overwhelming at times, and it's the largest asset that most people own. And that's why partnering with an agent can really help you get that confidence throughout the process. But I'm kind of jumping ahead of myself. Let's get to it. What are some of the practical tips to help avoid buyer's remorse when purchasing a home? Most hasty decisions lead to remorse if they're not well thought through. So one of the things you can do is weigh the options and be sure before putting an offer, right? In real estate, an offer is legally binding. It's got more weight to it than if you're purchasing like an article of clothing or something you can return, right? Even an expensive electronic device, right? This is a big purchase, and there's a lot of people affected, right? There's a seller, there's a buyer, there's lots of agents, so you want to have it well thought through. One of the things you can do is create a list of wants and do not wants before you start your search, right? Most homes don't have everything that you want. Even when you're building a home, even when you're building a custom home, right? We're all limited by our budgets, or most people are. So it's important to understand what you want and what you need, what you don't need before starting to touring homes, right? That way, when you start touring, you kind of have already thought through like what you can compromise on, what you don't really want to compromise on. Another tip is to talk to a trusted individual, right? This is having someone in your side that's going to be able to kind of help guide you throughout the process. It's important to be able to have someone that you can rely on, right? Not someone that just wants to sell you a house, but really someone that you can rely on to say, hey, I like this house, right? Is it something that's worth the price? Is it something that I should be cautious on? Like, what are some things that I may not be seeing here? So it's important to have someone that's a trusted individual to kind of talk you through some of the different things. One of the biggest things I would say is just commit. Once you're committed, and what I mean by that is once your offer is accepted, you're committed to moving forward, right? You are pending the conditions, right? So you're probably going to have some conditions that are in the offer for your protection. This could be inspection, appraisal, financing. Obviously, it'll depend on the house that you're purchasing, right? And you'll talk to your agent about what conditions are best for your offer. But aside from those, once you commit, just kind of embrace the fact that, like, hey, once I get the offer accepted, I'm just going to buy this house, right? Like, I'm not going to allow myself to have second thoughts. Like, I'm going to move forward and purchase it, right? And if you start getting like that remorse, just say, you know what? No, this is like, things are kind of going to work out. There's a reason that this is like working out. Like, I got to trust in that, right? And again, if there are conditions that are in the offer, obviously you have to make sure that those things work out. But I'm talking about like just once you purchase a house and you're committed, just stay committed, right? Don't make it easy on yourself to look at other options. That kind of brings me to the next point is once you're committed, take a break from looking, right? Once you're moving forward on a purchase, it's not helpful to keep searching for the next best house. In fact, once you close, it's likely there may be one or two that come on the market that you might even like more, right? But the reality is you don't know, like those houses you might not have gotten anyways. And that's one of the tough parts of this market, right? Is a lot of times there are multiple offers on homes. So maybe there's a house that meets your criteria better, but the reality is you probably wouldn't have gotten it anyway. Like, or statistically, like you can't say like, well, we could have waited for something better. Well, the hard part is even if something better pops up, there's a good chance you may not be the perfect buyer for that house, or someone might be willing to pay more than you. So point is, once you are committed, understand that there's always more options, right? At the end of the day, you have to remind yourself that the things you appreciated the first time, like you walked through the home, are still what you're purchasing. And it's best to take a break from looking at other houses once once something is accepted. So yeah, overall, it's important to think through the purchases in general, especially with larger purchases on a home. Again, consider, one of the things I would say is just think through a lot of what you want in a house, what you don't want into a house, right? And the financing side of the house, like what is a house gonna going to cost me per month, right? If you think through a lot of those things before you even go look at a house, you're going to be better prepared to make a good decision and to kind of avoid, remorse. And then again, talking with a trusted agent that you feel confident in is an important thing as well. So just kind of following some of these steps to avoid buyer's remorse.